Hello viewers, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. By now you would have looked at my Vice President Mike Pence reading, and so it is only, appropriate that I ask the question, if Donald Trump stands down, if Mike Pence can't take over, then that means that the leader of the House, Nancy Pelosi, could step in as an acting president. Now, when I've read on this before, I have seen that she, they would need to work closely with the Senate in that kind of situation because the Republicans control the Senate. And so Pelosi is very, very strong. She's shown herself very capable in relation to the shutdown. She's really kind of taken everybody a little bit by surprise. She had to fight to retain or get the Speaker of the House gavel, and that was fight within her own party. But she's in line. If it does pan out as we've kind of intuited. Will Nancy Pelosi be the next acting president that will take us maybe for, late 2019 through to the 2020 general election, working closely with Mitch McConnell? Perhaps that's the way that I've seen it. I don't think that she would be enacting any kind of democratic agenda there. She would be there for stability and to really keep the country, secure until a new general election could be called. But anyway, let's have a look. I'll bring the laptop down. I have seen her in giving some kind of important address in a blue suit. Now, is that when she is the acting president? There's quite a heavy air around it. It's quite an important occasion. And it's a leadership position as well. So let's have a look. Will Nancy Pelosi step up and be an acting president of the United States before the 2020 election? Will Nancy Pelosi step up as an acting president when Trump and Pence step down? If Trump and Pence step down, will Nancy Pelosi step up into an acting presidential role for or until 2020? Nancy Pelosi, acting president. Nancy Pelosi, acting president. All right, so straight away we've got the King of Pentacles, which comes forward as in some cases used to be Donald Trump, although Trump is coming forward more and more these days as the Emperor. But prior to that, he came forward as the King of Pentacles, which indicated it was all about his money. And that's why he was king in relation to what was in it for Donald Trump. So that's the signifier card, if you like. What would be challenging? So potentially this is saying that Trump leaving has a huge impact on this question that I've asked. Now, the Seven of Wands is coming forward as Nancy's challenge, and the Seven of Wands is really around self-defense and competition. It's a challenge for her. So we've really got, if there was some kind of real crisis, her stepping into an acting presidential role, I'm not sure how that constitutionally would work, but certainly the environment around her is going to have to be one of self-defense. Now we've got the Six of Wands coming forward as the foundation of the reading. This is the victory card here for Nancy Pelosi, so there are indications that she may well step up into the acting role. However, this is also indicating she has been victorious in securing the Speaker of the House gavel. She's also been victorious in really keeping a check on Donald Trump, and she held the line in relation to the government shutdown, which was a major political advantage for the Democrats. So she's been victorious. This is the energy around Nancy Pelosi now. And in the past, we've got strength. Who can doubt how strong she is? Lover, whether you like her or you don't like her, Nancy Pelosi is strong. And she's shown that strength in the past. She's quite formidable. That's the energy I'm getting off this reading. Now, at the moment, there's some kind of proposal coming forward here. I think that they're actually talking about this kind of scenario right now. She's taking more and more of an interest in the affairs of the United States. She wanted to go and meet with NATO members. She wanted to visit the troops in Afghanistan. In a way, I think she's really stepping up in some way in the event that this actually does happen. Now, she would be getting security briefings. She would know a lot more than what she did before, and so I think this is being discussed at some level. That's really again her also coming forward in taking the cup. It's not a poison chalice for Nancy Pelosi. She would view this as her duty to really step into the breach at a very important time. Justice. Okay. Interesting cards around Pelosi. Justice in the immediate future. This is the Mueller probe coming forward. This is the sort of truth. We've got balancing the scales. The really securing things. We've got trying. I guess not trying. It is actually coming forward, and justice will be done in the future. Now, justice will be done in the future is in relation to Trump being stepping down and potentially Pelosi perhaps and the Democrats stepping in there. Now, it's not the Democrats can take over the government. It's not like that at all. I think the situation will be so serious that removing Donald Trump would be seen as the only way justice can be served. Let's put it like that. I think they're going to start impeachment proceedings soon, which is, again, another aspect to this card. Some sort of proposal. What's the proposal? Impeachment proceedings. Now, the situation itself, the Empress. There are a couple of aspects to this card. I'll bring the laptop down so you can see the cards. There are a couple of aspects to the Empress card. On the one hand, this is, generally my Russia card, and I think in this sense it's also coming forward in this reading as what is dominating this question. It is the Russian investigation. But there's also the potential for Pelosi to bring forward stability to the country in some way. That's what she's preparing for. Now, the environment around is judgment, okay? The Mueller probe is coming forward very, very strongly into this reading. There is going to be judgment brought down on not just Trump and Pence and et al., but really on the Republicans more generally. And it is a legal judgment. It's not there will be a political judgment as well, but at its basis, it is the law. It is the law that's the judge here. And we've got in the hopes and fears, we've got stability. So there is, this would be a card that I would see as Pelosi, that and the Queen of Wands. There is an aspect here, the hope that there will be, Queens are all about stability and security. And there is that hope that Pelosi would deliver that for the US. But there's also an inspiring aspect to this card as well. The hope is that there would be inspiration behind any acting role that she might step into, that really after the storm there can be a new way forward. So there is a potential inspirational aspect to any acting role that she might step up into. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles. as the outcome card, and the Ten of Pentacles is the families, the average family in the US, the mums, the dads, the kids, this is the households that make up the US, Republican, Democrat alike. This is also a card of total support. So really, there are very good indications that Pelosi will step into the breach and restore some kind of security there, and why it is to protect everyone. This is not just protecting the elite, this is protecting the fabric and the core of the US itself, the households across all of those states, and this is about supporting them, supporting the very fabric of the country. So there are good indications that Pelosi could step up here, very good indications. I'll read on it, obviously, again and update this reading, but this reading is telling me that the Mueller probe is going to result in Pelosi actually stepping forward, and there will be some legal judgment made that will open the way, and she will be in the person to take that mantle to really deliver that, to soothe the fears of everyone, to inspire them in some way, to restore stability. And it is not for the moneyed elite. It is, although there's that potential there, it is for the fabric of the country. So I do see some kind of proposal, and I also see that she's going to be victorious. Nancy Pelosi has some very strong cards in this reading. It's almost like she had to be the person on the spot at this time. Here is the High Priestess. So she has a wisdom about her that, whether it's seen or unseen, she has a very strong intuition, and her judgment's very good. She is, in a way, the High Priestess, but she's also this as well. This is the Strength card, and she has that in the past, and she will bring that to this situation. So if this year is obviously going to get very rocky as we go forward, Pelosi will be the mainstay there, and she will bring some kind of stability. The reading's showing at this stage many things can happen between now and the end of 2019, or the latter half of 2019. But if it were to go as these cards are suggesting, Pelosi would step up as an acting president. Okay, thank you, viewers.